Good afternoon and welcome to Forever Young, another installment of Hope TV. My name is David Linton and I'll be your host, or your co-host, should I say. I'm always joined by two lovely ladies. Each week we come together so we can talk about life after 50. You know, they always say that life begins at 40, so everything up to that point is a dress rehearsal. But when you get to 50 and above, you are really living. And so this show celebrates life at that stage because you know what? You're forever young. As we like to say, age ain't nothing but a number. Of course, I'm joined by my two great co-hosts. First, Miss Beautiful, we call her around here, Jean Hendricks. Hello, Jean.
Hi, David. As always, I'm delighted to share this post with you. Thank you.
All right. And of course, the lady who kind of puts this all together, Dr. Sharon Mitchell. She's the executive pastor of membership development at the House of Hope Atlanta. Welcome, Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you, David. And as usual, I'm excited about today's topic and glad to be a part of Forever Young again today.
All right. Now, speaking about today's topic, I didn't mention about that, but you know, today's topic is one that's going to be about fun. It's going to be a topic that'll keep you moving, have you moving, and you know, get you a little exercise in the process. You know what we're talking about today? We're talking about line dancing. You know, when people always talk about where did line dancing started? Some say it started in the 1800s. Some people think it's a country western thing. But again, for the modern day, we have to really trace it back to the disco era. Songs like The Electric Slide. Those were the beginning of the modern day dance lines. So we're going to get into that topic, and we've got two experts. We got an expert and an expert student. So they're both experts in their respective lanes, if you will. But as always, Jean has something that will set the tone. So Jean, what gem do you have for us this week?
Just a small one, David, but it speaks power. It says, no one cares if you can't dance well, just get up and dance. Great dancers are not great because of their technique. They're great because of their passion. Back to you, David.
All right. Now, when we talk about technique and passion, our first guest is a teacher. She's the instructor. She's got all the moves, and she's going to give you the confidence that you need to get into the rhythm of the line dancing. We're talking about Miss Aletha Kincaid. She actually runs a dance studio, and it's called, let me see, she runs her own exercise business and conducts line dances. She'll give us the specifics about what she calls it. But she is a pro. She is not just somebody getting together, a bunch of people in the weekend. She has the credentials to do it all. She's a native of Philadelphia. She's been certified. She's got all the credentials that you need, and we'll talk about that later. But we'd like to welcome to the show, Miss Kincaid.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm excited. And line dancing is something I can talk about all day long. Yes. So thank you all for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you. And you know what? You can't be an instructor without a good pupil. And so she's brought today with her one of her star pupils who will talk to us about how she got involved and what the experience is all about. And she's a former educator from DeKalb County, 25 years teaching. And I'm sure she did some dancing trying to catch up with those students just to keep them together. She's married to Russell Lewis. They've got 3 grandsons. She's just a wonderful person. We've been talking off camera in the green room, and we're welcome to the show, Miss Cynthia Lewis.
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here, and I love line dancing. So I am passionate about it. I do love it. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So, you know, like I said early, line dancing, there's the origins of line dancing, where it started and all that stuff. But you know what? I'm going to go to the pro. Miss Kincaid, tell us about line dancing.
Okay. So let me just tell you what I call it. So the line
Okay.
dancing almost is like a generic name, but what I teach is soul line dancing.
All right.
And the difference in that is the music. So the music that I mostly use is R&B, jazz, gospel, not too much hip hop, just a little bit of hip hop. My audience is mostly seniors and learners. So I try to cater to my audience, my seniors, and most of us who like the Motown sound, music like that. Because music moves you. When you hear certain songs, you're going to move, or you're going to do something. So line dancing is dancing in a line. And as you said before, about the electric slide, most people think about that, but there's probably a line dance to almost every song that's out nowadays. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's true.
Great.
Jean, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. How did you get your, Ms. PK, how did you get your start in line dancing, and what inspired you to become an instructor or participate in line dancing?
Okay, so how I got started in line dancing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I danced a little bit. I love dancing, first of all. I've danced all my life. My family, I'm a family of six. Mom and dad, we always danced. We would watch the dance shows on TV. Um,
Uh-huh.
I would visit Philadelphia is my home. I would go there and visit, at least 2 or 3 times a year. And my sister, who has been teaching line dancing now for over 20 years, I've been teaching line dancing for over 12 years. So I would go up and visit and hang out with her, and I would go to the line dance events. And it's something about watching people on the floor dancing in the line, everyone going the same and turning at the same time. And it touched my heart. And when I came back to Atlanta, and this is probably over 15 years ago, I could not find a soul line dance class. There was plenty of country western line dancing. So I joined the country western line dance. And I discovered she doesn't like me to call her my mama, is Sylvia. She's country western. Sylvia, country western. I started line dancing with her. And my line dance name is Bam Bam. My mother didn't name me that. My daddy didn't name me that because I used that bam, bam on the floor to keep my rhythm. So when I would go to her class, they would say, well, here comes Bam Bam. And the name, and that's what they've been calling me ever since Bam Bam. But anyway, Sylvia would tell me, she would say, come on up here and show us the dance that your sister showed you. And then I would get up and she would allow me to teach a little bit. And then somebody in the class said to me, you should teach. And the seed was planted. And I've been teaching ever since. And I love it. Yeah, I love it. So that was my inspiration in teaching, and my inspiration in dancing is just I love music. I love music, and I love dancing.
Well, music, we all love music, that's for sure. And I like the fact that you said you call soul dancing. Now, Miss Lewis, how long have you been participating in line dancing as a student? How long have you been dancing?
I started at Bam Bam's class in September of 2014 after I retired from teaching. One of the teachers said to me, listen, my sister's in a class, let's go. So I said, okay. And I went, and at first I thought, how am I going to learn all these steps? I was, confused. However, Miss Bam Bam breaks it down. And you talk about passion, her passion shows. Yes. And it's infectious. So as I kept going, because I kept going, I was like, wow, I love this. And I can get this. If I didn't get it, I'd go home and practice. And when I came back the next week, I had another step. And I've been doing it since 2014. 1 year in teaching, they wouldn't let me have Tuesdays off, even though I had built my schedule around it. So I missed about 6 months of line dancing. But when I came back, I fell right into place, and it was wonderful.
Wow.
So you actually set your schedule around dancing. That's interesting.
I sure did.
Yes.
How has line dancing, um, how has it benefited you after participating? What benefits do you find from it?
Okay, it's exercise, it's fun, it's camaraderie. We travel, we do showcases. Sometimes we've gone to nursing homes. So just the joy of bringing dance to other people. I've told my friends and I've invited people there. So it's just like a connection with other people. So I just love it. And I feel confident because I know that when I hear the music, oh, I know that. So I can get up on the dance floor and dance. So it's been wonderful.
Very
Great.
good. Very good.
So tell me, Ms. Kincaid, what are the, now we understand, she understands,
And you know,
she's giving us the benefits of the
Cynthia
student.
said that word.
Community.
No, I was just going to ask you, she gave the benefits as a
Cynthia-
student. What are the benefits from the, as a student, what are the benefits of the activity?
As a student,
No,
Like,
you
you-
gave the benefits of the student.
So
now
she
Ms.
gave the
Kincaid,
benefit as a
what are the
Right.
benefits from your
Right.
perspective, you know? If I came to you and wanted to line dance, what would be the benefits? Why should I do this?
Well, one thing I say most people, what I would tell people when they come in, when I get new students, first thing I want to do is make them comfortable because it's intimidating to come into a room and see all of these people doing these dances. So the first thing I do is I have what I call a safe room, and that's in the middle of the floor. I put them in the middle floor. That way, no one wants to be in front if you don't know the dance. So I always put them in the middle of the floor. And what I do is I take my time. So I have 3 rules in my class. The number 1 rule, no matter what we do, we've got to have fun. Number 1 rule. Learning to dance is not that serious. So the number 2 rule, and I tell them, and I love this rule, what we do, we fake it till we make it. That's what we do. And then the number 3 rule is what I tell them is to move, and move, and turn when the line turns. So I have seniors in my class, ages from maybe 40s all the way up to in the 80s. And all of our bodies don't move it the same way. So sometimes all you can do is just turn to the new wall. You don't have to do the steps. You don't have to move like the other person. That's why I said move when the line moves and turn when the line turns. And the thing about it is just having so much fun. The social part of it is to me is the great part about it. I love it. You know, like Cynthia said, we go on trips. We were supposed to be in New Orleans this weekend past, you know. So what I do is we go on trips, we give back. We go to nursing homes, we go to senior citizen home, and it's good for us because we're going, and it's good for them because they get entertained. And then we invite them to get up and dance with us. You know, so I mean, just the exercise part of it is great, and the social part, and of course we're having fun. We're loving it.
Bam Bam, may I ask you another question? I heard you say you're supposed to be in New Orleans this week. Is this some type of competition that you all go on from time to time? And is there awards or what? How does that work?
Never competition. We are friendly line dancers. We don't do competition. We just go and dance with other people in other cities. There's probably not a city in the United States, and I'm going to have to say outside of the United States. We also travel abroad, and we socialize with people in other countries. It's universal. And if you ever go on YouTube and look at the line dancing, the dances that are being done, it's truly amazing. It's an addiction, but it's a good addiction because first of all, you're moving. You know,
Right.
and I think about a lot of like folks like Cynthia, when you retire, you're at home, you're not really doing anything. But then you come in and you're socializing, and then we're like she said, we go on trips, we go to other line dance events in the city. We socialize just in Atlanta. You know, our schedules were full before this pandemic started. You know, and we really didn't have time. I really didn't have time to breathe. I give 3 socials a month, We call them jamborees in the morning from 10 to 2 o'clock. We do a little eating, we do a little socializing, and we do a lot of line dancing. And we call them jamborees. So it's so much fun. We can't wait to get back to it.
I have a question for you. You usually do a dance-a-thon that's a fundraiser. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not going to be doing that this year?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Once a year, I do what we call a 12. Well, it's going to be a challenge this year because I usually do that in October. And the reason for that is that's raising money. We give out scholarships every year. I started a foundation called the Chandra Thomas, it's called the LSLD Chandra Thomas Foundation. And that foundation my goal was to give out $250 to deserving students for $250 scholarships a year. We have exceeded that goal in the last 2 years. I started maybe 5 years. In 2018, we gave out $500 scholarships. This past February 2020, we gave out 4 $1,000 scholarships.
Wow.
So that dance-a-thon was to raise money for scholarships that we would give out to young people that qualify for the scholarships. And of course, we were line dancing. We had fun. It was 12 hours, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let
So
me say
that's
this.
going to be a challenge this year as to how we're going, because I don't stop doing it, but it's going to be a challenge to see how we're going to get it done. Yeah.
This seems to be like a really great thing is socializing. You're raising money. It's a beautiful thing. But I have to ask the question, how strenuous is the training, for an activity like this? Because some of our bones, we're forever young, but let's be real. Every once in a while we need the joints get a little thing. So have you had, is there preparations or exercises people do to do the various dancing?
Well, first of all, line dancing is a form of exercise. So what I tell anybody is do what you can do. Okay. So, and then if you listen to the music, some music is slower than others. So we have some music that we can warm up to. And then some is real vigorous, it's fast. And then we have some songs that we cool down to. So everybody does it at their own pace. That's the key. Do it at your own pace. And that's the beauty in line dancing, that you can be someone. I mean, I had so many testimonies that which keeps me going is when I get my students that come to me and tell me, well, Bam Bam, I wasn't able to walk up that hill, or I couldn't do this, I couldn't go up the steps every day. But when they started coming to class, it gave them stamina. You're moving. We got to keep it moving. The whole thing is keep it moving. And I can see that Cynthia knows. You can tell the difference, and it'll help you with your diet. Sometimes when you sit there and you want to eat, people are like, oh no, the more you move, the less junk food sometimes you want to eat. Right. So when you say it's not, you have to go into training to be line dancing, you do it at your own pace. That's the key. Do it at your own pace.
Right.
And it's fun. You don't even know you're exercising.
Having so much fun.
I have another question for you, Bam Bam. How are you navigating during this epidemic, and how has it changed your delivery of the service that you provide?
Well, this has been kind of hard because a lot of instructors are doing classes on Zoom and things like that. What I feed off of my students. I like that personal in the face, giving instructions, because if Cynthia knows, I'm not always standing in front of the class. I move around that floor. I'm dancing next to people, or I'm trying to encourage somebody that may not, feel like they're not getting it. So what I've done is I've done some videos and I've sent them to the students, instead of having a Zoom class where we all have to meet at the same time. And also, I just did a video with Cammie and Christina with Get Up and Exercise on Hope TV. I'm not sure when it's going to air, but we filmed it over the weekend. So, on Hope TV, we will be doing some dancing. I'm so excited. Yes. So right now, during the pandemic, I walk every day, and when I'm walking, some of the ladies, we stay in the parking lot, do a little line dancing outside. So I've talked to Ron, and I also teach over at Exchange Park for Decatur County. So we're working on some things to see how we can get class started back in August if everything is okay in the city, So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get, line dancing for hopefully. So my seniors that are sitting around just eating, not doing the exercise, and hopefully they'll get up and do some dancing with me.
Right, great.
I have a question for Ms. Lewis. So, Ms. Lewis, have you found it to be physically grueling as a participant?
No, not the classes, but when we do the 12 hours, like the most I did, I think was 6 hours straight. When I came home, tired, but it's not really, I guess, the dance itself. It's just being up and moving, which I loved. Because as soon as, like Bam Bam said, when that music comes on, if I know the dance, I'm going to be on the floor. So sometimes I didn't leave the floor during the 6 hours. So that can be grueling, but the class itself, unless you have physical challenges, I don't think it's that physically challenging. And it's so much fun. And we laugh. If we mess up, we laugh, and we do it over and we get it. So and she's an excellent teacher. The way she breaks the dances down, you can't help but learn. You've got to be able to learn.
Right.
So you didn't need a doctor's clearance to participate or any of that?
No.
Okay.
Ms. Lewis, another question. Have you encountered any injuries during the time you've been line dancing?
No.
Oh no, not from dancing. No.
Wow.
I've climbed up Stone Mountain and got an injury, but not line dancing.
Wow.
All right. So you would recommend for all seniors that's forever young would be great activity, exercise for them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now,
Back to you, David.
let me ask the question. Who are your participants? And I hear about the lady. Any men participate in this dancing? Or is it just the ladies?
Yes. Matter of fact, in that class on Tuesday, I think we have 5 men. Guys are kind of hesitant sometimes about coming in, but once they come in and they get hooked, I can't get rid of them. So I think on the we have about 5 men that come every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Class is open to anyone, it's open to the public, and you'll get different people. But my Tuesday at Whole Fitness, it's the same students that come back every Tuesday. Tuesday. And I just want to talk about, it's not a limitation, but I have some students who have had strokes, and it's helped them in their rehabilitation with that. I have one young lady, she walks with a cane, but she doesn't dance with that cane. It's part of a therapy for them because they're moving. And again, you're doing it at your own pace. You're doing it at your own pace. Now, everybody that comes to the class, they sign a waiver. You have a waiver informing people when they sign in, this is a form of exercise. that they make sure that they're okay to do these extras, to do these, because it is a form of exercise. So we do have a waiver that all of the students sign when they come, because that's part of the Hope Fitness anyway, that they sign a sign-in sheet, and it's a waiver that they're signing, saying that they are okay to do the line dancing. Yeah.
Well,
but the training is when you come.
No, I was just going to say, for anybody who's just joining us, we're talking about line dancing, and this is Hope TV Forever Young. We're talking with Miss Aletha Kincaid. She runs her line dancing, but she is certified. This is not just somebody who said, come on, girls, I learned the new dances from my granddaughter or my daughter, and I'm teaching you. She is certified. She's got certification from the American College Association. She pays her royalties to ASCAP and BMI. She's CR certified, and she has NTA dance fundamental certification. So she is certified. She is not just someone that's, say, come on and let's get. She has gone and got the skill sets and been certified to teach these. And so these are the people I want to learn from, because my sister, who might just learn again, she might miss the move or something. I don't know, but. Miss Lewis, now that you've been doing this, is it you start, how you've done it so many years, how long do you think you'll be line dancing? Is there
but as long as I can breathe and walk, I will be line dancing. As long as I can breathe and walk. So that's always. I love it. I line dance at home. Like if a song comes on and somebody just says line dancing, I'm doing something.
Wow.
Because one of my sons, I have a son who is 30 and he's got a friend, she's about 28. And she said, I want to learn to line dance. She said, show me how to line dance. I got up and did one of, some steps from one of the dances that we did from Odyssey. I just showed her how to do it. And she said she really wants to learn. So as soon as we can get back together again, hopefully she'll be able to work it in her schedule so she can come. And she's trying to get fit and lose some weight. So this will be great for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ms. Kincaid, if our viewers wanted to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you to be a part of your group? And where do you hold your dancing, or is it dancing you travel? How would they get in contact with you?
Well, they can get in contact with me several ways. I do have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is called Letha Soul Line Dancing. Also, I have a website. The website is Letha, LEATHAS like Sam, line dancing.com. And they can always just Google Soul Line Dancing in Decatur, and my name will come up. So if they look at, and they can always search me under Bam Bam, right? Because that's my line dance name. Most folks call me Bam Bam. Yeah. So they can get in contact with me that way. Letha Soul Line Dancing is a company. So we don't really have a group. We more so, I hold classes. I have classes over at Hope Fitness Center on Tuesdays when we get back at 1:30. And I do teach a couple of classes over at Exchange Park. So, and then I do private parties. So, I'm out for hire also.
That's nice to know.
Mm-hmm. So as we're wrapping this up, we really want to thank you, ladies, shining the light on line dancing in a different kind of way. I mean, everybody knows you go to a family function and the wobble or electric slide comes on and everybody gets up and dance, because that's the dance everybody does. And normally it's, guys used to always say, well, there's more ladies and no guys, so that's why you all started doing it. But now we've learned something. You're not only having fun, but you're exercising, and we need to be a part of that too. So as we wrap it up, Jean, any parting questions, or Dr. Mitchell, for either our guests before we put a bow on this show?
But David, I just like to say that I will meet you at the next Health of Hope class when it starts again at 1:30 on Tuesdays. Okay, it's exciting. I'm going to come. I challenge you.
All right. I will be.
And so,
I will come to your challenge, Dr. Mitchell.
so I like to say I'm excited to hear both from the perspective of the participant and the instructor that it is a form of movement and that it does not have to be something that is rigorous, but it does allow the entire body to move. So I'm excited to hear that we're also going to be having it as part of Get Up and Move as part of Hope TV. So I'm excited about the whole concept of line dancing and then all that Arletha does in terms of fundraising and encouraging seasoned saints to participate in some form of movement. So thank you.
Yes. Well, you know, thank
Back to
you.
you, David.
Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank
Ms.
you all.
Kincaid for coming out, for being here. Ms. Lewis, we know that you squeezed us into a tight schedule, so we really appreciate you hanging around and doing this show. And again, this is something else that we're offering at the House of Hope. You know, she said
Yes.
at Hope Fitness. And so again, we believe in the total spiritual inside and out. And that's one of the things
Yes.
that our pastors always talks to us about, because you have to live in this world, but you have to be healthy. So we want to take care of everything. So again, we want to thank you all for joining us this week on this edition of Forever Young, a production of Hope TV. Our executive producer, Dr. E. Dewey Smith, our line production assistant and director, Cammie, for doing her thing and getting us all together, Ms. Tappan. And so we want to thank all of you. And of course, my guests, my co-hosts, Jean Hendricks and Dr. Mitchell. Again, remember, age ain't nothing but a number, and you are forever young. Until next week, we say, stay young. Bye-bye.